Hello everybody, welcome back. Steven Perez here with you. So for this video I want to introduce you to drawing, um, to using the drawing sheets on SolidWorks. For particular for your ERI seismic design, I just want to give you an example. I think the best way is just to go over how it's been used in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and open up last year's drawing sheets used for the competition. This was for 2019 undergraduate competition in Vancouver. I believe this year we placed sixth, I believe sixth out of 40 teams. We've been doing a great job. The year before we got fifth place, so we've been keeping up the par with everybody. Um, so this right here, it's a great example of what we do. So the beauty of like these drawings and details, it allows you to demonstrate your work. You can use this as promotional material. You could use this for table, like I said, for promotional material, or simply for construction uses, for constructability uses. So right here, this is just a nice little cover sheet. This is the one we printed out. We took this to competition. We use this for our tabling. So right here, we just have a nice 3D model of our structure. Let me zoom in a little bit. Um, so there it is. Everyone on our team. This is, I believe, the date of the competition or the weekend before the competition. So here the beauty of it is you can do a variety of views. You can do an isometric view with the plan view. You can label everything the way you choose, 3D model, drawing set. You can even adjust the date of the last revision. Um, this is critical. That way everybody knows like, oh, this drawing sheet is very old. Are you looking at the December version or the March version? So this is a good way of knowing if you're looking at the most current plans. This right here, another great view of the elevations. For this case, this was good to highlight the different types of bracing involved with this particular structure. So as you can see, these are all the same scale, so there's slight differences. Um, so there's that. Then you can do section cuts. Um, SolidWorks does give the opportunity to do a section cut, so you just label it as you do. And this, if you're standing here looking this direction, this is what the elevation will look like. I put the scale there. One today, another section cut right here. Beauty of this, you could put a bunch of diaphragms. This is where the details get really helpful with construction and assembly and laser cutting of everything. So for this structure, we had three different types of diaphragms. It's just different variations of it. So for right here, what you could do is you can make a bill of materials, and by selecting this diaphragm, since it was in assembly, it'll actually make a bill of materials. So this is actually how many components of this individual part is needed to put this diaphragm together. And once you make your bill of materials, you can actually label everything correct, respectively with its individual parts. So if you were to follow this three is actually known as a diaphragm diagonal 2, and you need two of these. Why you need two? Because it's on this side as well. It's symmetrical. So that's great for that. Then you have another setup over here where you can put the dimensions, and you can just do some quality control with things like this. So right here, it's just kept the decimal. You want to keep your sig figs significant. Um, you don't ever really want like this right here, 2.075. Like I guess it'd have been better to do 2.08, but it's all right. We have calipers, we can get that precise. Um, Here's more continuation. So this is actually it gets repetitive a bit, but oh, here's one thing I would like to know. Like, say your part or well, there's an assembly that's actually small enough for you to fit on an 8.5 by 11. I do suggest you should go scale 1:1. So that way, if you're doing a construction, you can do quality control. You can literally just place the balsa wood on top of this, and you can see if or whether or not everything does line up correctly as you would want. So yeah, there's various little tricks I'll go through in the next few videos on how to do annotations and everything on this. So we'll go ahead and show that later on. See, there's more bill of materials. So this right here tells you this is how many make one column. You need 5 of these individual columns to make one large column. Um, yeah, there's just more views of all of your parts. So actually, let me scroll down all the way to the bottom. This right here is your material takeoff. This is where I feel it does wonders. So this page is very important because right here on the left, this is every single component in one model. So our model, after balsa wood and everything considered, I believe we spent maybe around almost $200 on balsa wood. Um, I feel like comparison to most schools, they can cost about twice as much, like $400 or $500 worth on balsa wood. I feel that we were able to do that is because we would get each sheet and we would maximize the amount of components we can cut out of that sheet. We squeezed it in as much as we possibly could, and I feel like this was a great part of the reason as to why we did that. Right here, we have every single component, and you can see how many of these balcony extension parts you need. 68 of these. So we would just cut like that. We of course add a little more because depending on the type of part, you just use your general judgment on this, but you can cut a little more. I guess a good suggestion would be cut 1.3 or 1.5, 1.3 to 1.5 more. Um, so in this case, I would cut 30% more than 30% more, 30 to 50% more extra pieces. Like it depends. Some parts you really don't need to. Some parts you would rather have. Some parts don't get that damaged during assembly, so you don't necessarily need to cut more. But this literally tells you every single piece. So these, if you cut an exact model on this, package it and ship it with proper instructions, somebody could assemble it because it would all be there. So that's the great part of this material takeoff. I think this is the key reason why you would even want to do this, is the ability to do a material takeoff, and it'll do it in seconds. This is not, I was not counting each individual part. SolidWorks will actually take account everything you've done, and it will generate this for you. And this takes a few seconds. Everything else is just making it look nice, but that's the critical part of these values on the side. And I think with that, let's get started. Let's start doing these drawing sheets. So I'll see you in the next video.